Hello, I am Derek McGinty, and I want to welcome you to this important discussion about the impact of the digital divide on older adults. Now, before we begin, if you'd like to hear this telephone town hall in Spanish, press *0 on your telephone keypad right now.
Si usted desea escuchar en español, presione *y 0 en su teléfono ahora.
AARP, a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization with a membership, has been working to promote the health and well-being of older Americans for more than 60 years. AARP provides information and resources to help older adults and those caring for them. In today's digital age, affordable and reliable high-speed internet access has become a fundamental necessity for nearly all Americans, and it plays a crucial role in our daily lives. It serves as a lifeline. It enables families to maintain their good health, generate income opportunities, and foster the growth of local businesses. Regrettably, though, numerous communities across America, particularly those in rural areas, still struggle to catch up with the rest of the nation in terms of access to high-speed internet. Now, this digital divide poses a significant challenge, hindering equitable access to vital resources, and of course, the cost can make things even worse, as highlighted by a 2021 AARP survey revealing that 60% of adults aged 50 or older express concerns about the cost of high-speed internet. So join us as we delve into the importance of high-speed internet and hopefully some solutions on how to end this digital divide. Today, we're going to hear from an impressive panel of experts about these issues and much more. We'll also get an update from Capitol Hill on issues affecting older adults. If you've participated in one of our Tele-Town halls before, you know that it's similar to a radio talk show. You have the opportunity to ask your questions live. So, for those of you joining us on the phone, if you'd like to ask a question, press *3 on your telephone to be connected with an AARP staff member who will note your name and your question and place you in the queue to ask that question live. If you're joining us via Facebook or YouTube, you can post your question in the comments. Well, hello. If you're just joining us, I'm Derek McGinty, and I want to welcome you to this important discussion about the impact of the digital divide on older adults. We're talking with some leading experts, and we're taking your questions live. To ask your question, please press *3. And if you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, you can post your question in the comments. We really have some outstanding guests with us today, including the White House Director of the Office of Public Engagements, the Mayor of Rochester Hills, Michigan, and the Executive Director of the National Digital Inclusion Alliance. We'll also be joined by AARP Vice President Jesse Salinas, who will help facilitate your calls today. This event is being recorded, and you can access the recording at aarp.org/digital divide 24 hours after we wrap up. Again, to ask your question, press *3 at any time on your telephone keypad to be connected with AARP staff, or if you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, place your question in the comments. Well, now I'm looking forward to welcoming our guests. Mayor Stephen K. Benjamin, he's the White House Director of Public Engagement and a distinguished public servant who was mayor of Columbia, South Carolina from 2010 to 2021. His commitment to leadership extends beyond his role as mayor, as he held significant positions such as the 76th president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors from 2018 to 2019 and president of the African American Mayors Association from 2015 to 2016. Mayor Benjamin, welcome.
So glad to be with you. Thank you so much.
Great to have you. Mayor Brian K. Barnett has served as the mayor of Rochester Hills, Michigan for more than 16 years. The Detroit suburb has been named the safest city in Michigan multiple times during his tenure, as well as ranking in the top 25 best cities to live in the U.S. He also served as an essential voice for mayors across the country during the challenging early days of COVID-19 as the 77th president of the United States Conference of Mayors. Mayor Barnett, welcome. So good to chat with you.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
And finally, last but not least, certainly Angela Seifert. She's executive director of the National Digital Inclusion Alliance, NDIA, is a leading advocate for bridging the digital divide and ensuring equal access to technology for all. Angela's organization provides a unified voice for local technology training, home broadband access, and public broadband access programs. Angela, welcome.
Thanks so much for having me.
Just a reminder, if you want to ask your question, please press *3 on your telephone keypad, or you can drop it in the comments section of Facebook or YouTube. Now, let's get this thing started. Mayor Benjamin, the bipartisan infrastructure law includes money for high-speed internet for more Americans. Talk about why it's no longer a luxury, that this is like a necessity for people these days, and who is affected by not having it.
No, Derek, thank you so much. And really very quick thanks to the AARP, always leading from the front. My years as a mayor, working alongside Brian and friends like Nancy Lamont, most of the incredible things that we were able to do because of the partnership with AARP. So thank you so much. You mentioned Mayor Barnett's leadership during the beginning of the pandemic. And I will tell you, the pandemic presented a real opportunity for all of us to realize that high-speed internet is no longer a luxury. It is a basic necessity. It's 21st century infrastructure. It's broadband internet is necessary for Americans to do their jobs, to participate equally in schools, to access healthcare, and just to stay connected. And still, even in 2023, still far too many Americans are left without high-speed internet, whether they lack just the built infrastructure to their homes, or the technological skills, or just the basic means to pay for it. Our numbers show that over 8 million locations now across the country still lack access to the internet, and some of you may remember a 2021 study conducted by the Older Adults Technology Services from AARP showed that 22 million American seniors, 42%, lack wireline broadband access at home. And we all know, again, that disengagement has serious consequences. We saw during the early stages of the pandemic how access to the internet determined access to education, economic stability, food, vaccines, and critical public health information, as well as the importance of social connection. I saw it firsthand when I was mayor of Columbia, and it was important that we leaned in locally to have our public and private and philanthropic partners step in to help where we could. But we're in a new age right now where the president and vice president are both committed to ensuring that digital inclusion for all means all, including older Americans. And the reality is we see that this disparity disproportionately impacts older Americans, communities of color, rural communities, and our commitment to making sure that we all have affordable, reliable, high-speed internet and understands its direct connection to our economic health and viability is just key. So It's a significant challenge. The scope is significant, but we're going to work together to address it all together.
Well, I'm glad you said that about working together, because Mayor Benjamin, you're a Democrat, Mayor Barnett's a Republican. We know how things are out there in the partisan world that we live in right now. But why does high-speed internet get such strong bipartisan support?
Well, what Brian Barnett, who is my dear friend, will tell you is that you really have three parties in America some days. You have Democrats, Republicans, and you have mayors. And mayors just have to get things done. It's not a blue state issue or a red state issue. As long as you have 40 million households struggling to to afford the monthly internet bill. 1 in 3 Americans maybe having very limited digital skills needed to fully participate on the internet. There'll always be a challenge that I think thoughtful people who are independents, who are Republicans, who are Democrats, will always see this as a key issue. The President Biden, Vice President Harris have worked with Democrats, Republicans, and independents to make sure we include the Affordable Connectivity Program, which is the largest internet affordability program in our nation's history, in the bipartisan infrastructure law.
Sure.
And
Sure.
it's essential. It's essential.
I want to make sure we get Mayor Barnett in here.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
Mayor Barnett, are you there?
Yes, I am. This is it's always a pleasure to follow Mayor Benjamin. Obviously, has been a national leader on this subject, and he's right. There are plenty of partisan issues in this country that partisans can spend their time discussing and arguing. But high-speed internet, access to education, access to knowledge is not one of those issues, and that's why I think you see Republicans and Democrats working together, because there's no partisan aspect to this. I mean, throughout our history, access to information has always been the key on the positive side. Moves people up the socioeconomic ladder, improves education, quality of life. On the negative side, without it, it pushes people deeper into social isolation, and we saw that with COVID in many instances. So this is when you roll up your sleeves and work with whoever is willing to help you, whether that's fantastic partners like the AARP, the White House, state governments, local governments, the private sector. Just thinking today in preparation for this call, I've paid bills this morning. I've connected with loved ones. I ordered lunch. I read several articles in preparation for this call, all because I've got really great access to the internet. And without that, I'm not sure if I would have been able to do any of those things. So it's a constant reminder of how important this is for our residents, no matter what and where they live in this country.
It feels like a lot of us may even be taking our high-speed internet for granted. And while there are so many of us who don't have it at all, why is it so difficult to ensure that high-speed internet access gets to everyone, especially older folks?
Is that a question for me? I'm ready. I'm happy
sure,
to jump in.
Absolutely. Either one of you. I'm sorry.
I think there are a number of real barriers to internet access, including just the cost of a monthly internet subscription. Maybe it's access to a device, and definitely even some of us lacking the tech skills to make full use of the connection. And each of these barriers present challenges for everyone in this country, but certainly for those of us who are AARP members, as I am, older adults, folks who want a reduced income or fixed income, or maybe who didn't grow up. We're of that generation. We are not digital natives. We didn't grow up using the technology. We also know that the internet can help anyone who can't use it. So it's so important to make sure that we all have the skills and training to make full use of the benefits of the internet. And the reality is that still 1 in 3 Americans might not have the digital skills or limited skills. And that's why we're committed to doing, just as Mayor Barnett said, working in a bipartisan way to address this. The bipartisan infrastructure law invests $2.75 billion in digital equity grant programs to make sure that all people and communities have the skills, the technology, and capacity needed to reap the full benefits of a digital economy. And, as an example, that funding could support digital skills workshops for older adults at a local library. But it has, of course, our answers have to be solutions, how we work together to meet that need, because the world is changing rapidly around us each day.
Yeah, it's interesting to note that in 2021, the National Telecommunications and Information Administration found that wired high-speed internet use rates were lower in households where the main renter or owner was 65 years or older, had a disability, or was Hispanic, African American, American Indian, or Alaska Native individual. Now, we know things have begun to get a little better, but again, why is it so difficult to ensure high-speed internet access for some of these older adults?
Well, I guess maybe I'll jump in here too. Mayor Benjamin covered a lot of it. I mean, number one, affordability, and the White House has done some things to address that. But it still is, with many seniors on limited incomes and increasing inflation, that becomes a challenge. the ability. I mean, obviously, the private sector tends to put it in places where the ROI is quickest, and that leaves rural areas and some of these areas a little bit more difficult to access farther down the line. But those are just challenges. We can overcome this. I was reminded today of an actual practical situation. Unfortunately, one of my colleagues here in the city of Rochester Hills his father passed, and in preparation for this, they did not have high-speed internet where they lived. And as he's trying to make the preparations and the arrangements, for life moving forward, every two-factor authentication, he has to drive to their house and answer a landline for two-factor identification for changing all these documents. I mean, we're so used to that coming to a cell phone, to an email, but that's a reminder of how challenging it is if you don't have reliable internet and a real application for seniors in a community not far from where I'm making this call. So it's a reminder that there's much work to be done.
Yeah, I want to remind our listeners that they can address their questions to both Mayors Benjamin and Mayor Barnett. All you have to do is press *3 at any time on your telephone keypad to be connected with an AARP staff member who will share your question. Now, if you'd like to listen in Spanish, press *0 on your telephone keypad right now.
Si usted desea escuchar en español, presione *0 en su teléfono ahora.
All right.
The tough questions go to Mayor Barnett, not Mayor Benjamin, okay?
Okay. We'll try to work with that. I think we're almost about ready to bring in some callers, are we not? Let's bring in AARP Vice President Jesse Salinas to help facilitate your calls. Jesse, welcome.
So glad to be here today, Derek. Our first call today is going to be from Kevin in Illinois.
Kevin in Illinois, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes, I have a question. I don't have internet. I'm 65. I'm legally blind in a wheelchair on a fixed income. And I have two disabled sons. One is 29 with autism. He's got major depression, anxiety, heart-lung issues. And my other son is 32, which is being bullied in our building. I've been here 45 years. I'm in a wheelchair and legally blind with cancer and congestive heart failure. And we can't get any help. I've been in this building 45 years. And so we're like scared to go out because these children are 8 to 15 that's bullying my son. They've got stones lined up out back to stone him when he come out to try to empty garbage. And if he hit one of them, he's going to be in jail. He's 32. And he's deaf in the left ear. And the parent, the father is a gangbanger, and the mother don't care, and the grandmother is really egging them on, And
yeah, that sounds like a difficult situation. Is it something regarding the internet that you want to address regarding that?
I think we've lost her. I think her question was, how does she work on getting internet access in the home?
Okay. Mayor Barnett, you said you wanted to take the hard ones.
Yeah, well, I think Mayor Benjamin offered me for that position. I didn't get to hear where the caller was from outside of the state of Illinois, and I think for all callers, an early stop in the investigation of how to get internet should involve the AARP. You mentioned you've got callers available to connect on this call. I would certainly encourage her to connect with them to find out exactly where she lives in the state and who could be a resource locally for her to get some additional assistance in the state of Illinois there.
Yeah, and obviously we're talking about the digital divide, and Mayor Barnett and I both know this. The importance of local leadership is that we're proximate to some of the toughest issues that people face, and certainly it sounds like a real public safety issue that this family is dealing with. So hopefully we can encourage her to have the proper response and connection to local public safety as well.
Yes. Hi, Jesse. Who's our next caller?
Our next caller is actually one on the internet. It's Jill on Facebook, and she asks, what is the impact on web-based medical alert devices and the inability to have one if you don't have reliable or internet service in your home?
Now, that's a good question.
And would you restate it for me just one more time? Couldn't hear it.
He asked about what is the impact if you don't have internet service, if you're trying to use one of these first alert, emergency notification systems. If you don't have an internet connection, then can you even use that? And how would it be, I guess, curtailed?
Yeah.
But let's talk to Angela about that. That's one I think she can handle. Angela Seifer?
Yeah, I have a great response to that one. It's essential. My dad was a veteran, and he relied upon services from the VA, and this was 10 or more years ago, and he was relying upon a device that they had in his home that was connected to the internet, and it would take his blood pressure and his oxygen, and multiple times it would send the squad to his house, and it saved his life. Multiple times. Like, my dad lived longer because this device was in his home, but it was in his home because he had kids who could set it up for him. And he had, we were his tech support essentially. And he had the financial means to pay for the internet service for it to be connected. So I think there's lots of us who know folks who completely rely upon different devices like that to keep them at home, right? It kept him from having to live in a facility a little bit longer than he ended up being in one.
Great answer. Thank you so much, Angela. Let's go back to the line. Who do we have next, Jesse?
Yeah, our next caller is Mark from Pennsylvania.
Mark from Pennsylvania, go ahead.
I have problems with my internet. Sunday morning, I got up at 5 a.m. I had breakfast 5:15. I got on the internet to file my unemployment compensation, and at 7:15 it was saying, please wait. It still did not connect. I had to go to my son's house to file my unemployment claim. Now I have to do it again this Sunday, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm paying for internet service and can't get on, so what's the use of having it?
Wow, that's a tough one. Angela, any thoughts?
Yes, there's been a growth in the idea of a digital navigator, someone who can help troubleshoot these kinds of issues. Not all communities have these digital navigators. There's kind of a developing idea, plus funding isn't real clear about them. But I would definitely ask around in the community as to whether or not anyone's providing those kinds of services. And sometimes there are people in our lives who are, informal kind of tech support, because sometimes it could be something in the home. One of the digital navigators we work with realized that when he was helping one of his community members, that there was a cord that when it got bumped, then the internet wouldn't work. And it was a cord that was in a spot where it easily got bumped, right? So sometimes it can be little things that can be fixed in order to make sure that the internet's working more reliably.
Interesting. Mayor Barnett, do you have any thoughts?
Well, no, I think the idea of trying to connect with local partners makes a lot of sense. Here in our city, we have something called the Older Persons Center, which is a tremendous resource for all sorts of support services provided to our senior citizens. And one of the services they provide is a tech support service that's really enhanced its offerings since COVID. And so if you were in my community, I would set up an appointment for you to meet with them and to see how they could help bring your devices in, and sometimes even make home visits to see how they can make sure you're connected in the best way possible. And maybe that exists in Pennsylvania.
That's good advice. Maybe we have time for one more, Jesse.
If our next caller is Beulah from Chicago.
Beulah from Chicago.
Yes, this is Beulah. You're
alive.
Yes, I want to know. I have internet. Do I necessarily have to have the high speed internet? I just got the regular internet.
Well, now that's an interesting question. I know the internet, the standard speed may be significantly less expensive. How does she make a judgment as to what she needs? Any thoughts on that, Angela?
Yeah, so probably, Beulah, you probably do have high-speed internet being in Chicago. It does get very confusing. When you see words like high-speed, I would just kind of ignore them, really. It really comes down to if what's coming into your home is meeting your needs, super, right? Great. If it's too slow, then there's a problem and you need to see if you need more. But I think your question might also get to could be getting to what we're going to get to next, which is this affordable connectivity program. And you might be eligible for that $30 subsidy. So we'll talk about that next in the next section.
All right. Thank you so much. And I appreciate your phone calls. Remember, press *3 if you want to ask a question. We're going to move along with our conversation. And I want to take a few minutes and bring in AARP's Chief Advocacy and Engagement Officer and Executive Vice President, Nancy Lamond. Nancy, welcome.
Happy to be here, Derek.
Now, today we're talking about the importance of connecting as many people as possible to high-speed internet. This is something AARP has fought for and will continue to fight for. Why is it so important?
Well, as all of our speakers have said already, one thing the pandemic made clear, high-speed internet is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It increases healthcare options, economic opportunity, and decreases feelings of isolation. Older Americans need affordable, reliable internet access in their homes and their communities where they live. And they also need the skills and technology required to navigate today's digital world. And that's why AARP fought for the Affordable Connectivity Program, which we'll learn about in a few minutes. And we're going to keep fighting until all Americans are connected.
Now, you mentioned earlier on increased healthcare options and economic opportunities. Do you have any examples you can share?
Sure. A reliable high-speed internet connection helps people access telehealth options like virtual doctor's appointments, consultations, and mental health counseling. And for older Americans, not having to drive or arrange transportation to get to a medical office or clinic can be a real game changer. They can also more easily look up information about health issues, medications, and resources for caregivers. Technology also expands career and learning opportunities, allowing people to work remotely, conduct job searches online, and take all kinds of classes and training courses on their computers, tablets, or their phones. And finally, we can't underestimate the value of high-speed internet to combating social isolation. For older adults living alone, technology can keep them connected to loved ones and the wider world.
Yeah, certainly connectivity is a really huge issue, but how can we make sure people are making the most of the connections that they have?
Well, older Americans, myself included, didn't grow up in the digital world. So we're learning as we go. A lot of folks don't feel comfortable just diving in themselves. They need some support and training before they can take full advantage of technology and really understand its benefits. And with more and more things like scheduling appointments or applying for benefits moving online, it's critical that we help people learn these essential skills.
At first glance, it might seem as though affordable, widely available high-speed internet, that's an individual thing or maybe a household issue. But the impacts go much farther than that, don't they?
Absolutely. Connectivity really is a community-wide issue and can affect entire towns or cities. Communities are more likely to thrive when they have better access to high-speed internet, digital know-how, and affordable devices. Their residents have more opportunities to learn, find jobs, and stay healthy. And local businesses and organizations use the internet to serve customers, prosper, and stay competitive.
Thanks so much, Nancy. And if our listeners want to stay on top of AARP's advocacy news, how can they get the latest updates?
Well, we encourage everyone to go online to aarp.org/getinvolved and sign up for the AARP Advocate. This is a free monthly e-newsletter, and you'll receive email alerts and the latest advocacy news. aarp.org/getinvolved is an easy way to make a big difference. Please, everybody, come to our website.
Thank you so much, Nancy. We appreciate you. Let's move along now and get back to Mayors Barnett and Benjamin, because we know that high-speed internet access has become an essential thing, right? It's no longer a luxury, but some people don't have it. How do they get by, and what opportunities are they missing out on?
Sure. Well, I know we've touched base a couple of times on the affordable connectivity program that the AARP was so critical in advocating for as well. The bipartisan infrastructure law, again, includes $14.2 billion for this program. And as mentioned before, it provides up to $30 a month for eligible households towards your monthly internet service bill. And if you happen to live on qualifying tribal lands, $75 per month. The program also includes a one-time $100 discount towards a desktop, a laptop, or a tablet computer, offered by some of the participating internet service providers. Last year, the president and vice president worked with a number of internet service providers to reduce the cost of their high-speed internet plans to $30 or less. So that means many affordable connectivity program enrollees can actually access the internet absolutely free. You can qualify through Medicaid, SNAP, Veterans Pension, and Survivors Benefits, Supplemental Security Income, and more. Would really encourage everyone listening to go to getinternet.gov to see if you're eligible. And the website's available in English and Spanish. And I would encourage everyone with the reminder that this is your government. These are your taxpayer dollars. These are the resources of the country that you helped to build over several decades. Take advantage of these benefits. They're yours.
Yeah, and I think we should also note there are a lot of resources out there regarding low-cost internet options in your community, or you can even watch a step-by-step video on how to sign up for ACP. Visit agingconnected.org or call 877-745-1930. And additional support and resources can also be found at fcc.gov/ACP. To apply, affordableconnectivity.gov. And also ACP Support Center. The number is 877-384-2575. And of course, AARP.org/ACP. So much to discuss. Now, let's turn back to Angela Seifer, Executive Director of the National Digital Inclusion Alliance, the NDIA. Angela, last month, the U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy said loneliness and isolation are a public health crisis. So how does broadband connectivity relate to health, and what way does that begin to address our isolation issue?
Yeah, I think we all use it for isolation, right? We all use it to be able to connect to our loved ones. The mayor mentioned that earlier, something he'd already done this morning. We're all hardwired to connect with other humans. Sometimes we can't do it in person, so having access to affordable, reliable internet is really crucial for that. Particularly for those who are less physically mobile, it's a way to stay connected, or if we don't live in the places that our loved ones live. I think it's also to note the importance of just health in general through the internet, per the story of my dad earlier, and those of us who can take advantage of telehealth services. We can save time and money by talking to a doctor from the convenience of our homes rather than getting to the office.
We've been talking about policies and programs that can perhaps expand access, but what is the most important issue? Is it just cost, or is it comfort with the digital equipment? What is it?
It's everything, Derek. Right? There's no one easy answer. We can't just be like, boom, if we just did this one thing, we would solve the digital divide. It's a little more complex than that. If I had a magic wand, and really I keep asking, nobody will give me a magic wand, every community would have programs that help their community members sign up for affordable internet service, get the device they need, and learn digital skills. This was mentioned when we were talking to the caller earlier, that often somebody just needs an individual who not only is tech savvy, but is calm and patient and will explain things a couple times and talk it through and, not get upset when folks don't understand. That's a recurring problem when we ask our loved ones for assistance. I have that same issue. But what we do have right now is this affordable connectivity program, $30 a month for most folks, $75 if you live on tribal lands, and that's a monthly discount towards your household internet service.
All right. Now, we're going to get back to our questions with Mayor Benjamin, Mayor Barnett, and Angela Seifer. Please press *3 at any time on your telephone keypad to be connected with an AARP staffer. Jesse, who do we have on the line?
Our next question is from Eva in Minnesota.
Eva in Minnesota, your question or comment, please. Eva, are you there?
Hello.
Jesse, I think we got Eva. Are you there?
Yes. I didn't know you were going to. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. My question is, I live in a senior facility. It's not a nursing home or anything. It's a senior building. We have our own apartments. But in this building, we're limited as to what service we can use. And I wanted to know why is that?
Interesting. Angela, any thoughts on that?
I do have thoughts on that. Eva, that's really frustrating, isn't it? When you don't have a choice. Eva doesn't have a choice as to who she can get her internet service from because the landlords have struck a deal with a service provider. So the current arrangement is that service providers themselves can't be limited, but landlords can do the limiting. So there's not a lot to manage the situation. I think, Eva, I would just encourage you to talk to your policymakers, talk to your local elected officials, and help them understand this reality that you live in, so that as these issues keep getting brought up in policy decision making, that they understand the struggle that you are going through.
I want to ask our mayors if they've come up against this. Are there laws that can help? What's going on there? Mayor Barnett, you go first.
Sure. I think, it is sort of specific region to region and even sometimes property owner to property owner. Here, we do have some regional areas where some folks have what you almost would call a monopoly in areas of service providing. But, I would tell Eva, if there are some other folks that feel similarly to her in her complex, getting those voices collected and together and sharing that with management is usually the best way to facilitate change. Do they know there's an issue? Is the issue cost? Is it service? And what other available alternatives are there? Having that conversation with property management is probably a great place to start.
Excellent answer. Thank you so much, Mayor. Jesse, who's next?
YouTube. It's Nilo, and he's the offerings apply to wireless cell communication.
I did not hear that question at all. Jesse, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yep, got you now. Who's next?
Yeah, Nilo from YouTube asked, do ACP offerings apply to wireless or cell communication?
Who wants to handle that one?
Yeah, I can take that one. So ACP, Affordable Connectivity Program, does apply to both wireless and the home internet connection, which is often referred to as wireline. And if going to any of the resource sites that was shared today, you can see how you can see who the different providers are.
All right. Thank you so much. Jesse, who's next?
Let's go with Lynn in New Hampshire.
Lynn in New Hampshire, you're live. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. My question is, our town doesn't have internet, and I can go to the library. It's not in all the individual homes, so that's where I access is at the library computers. Is it possible with the future that AARP could conduct some kind of electronics lessons for us, just like you do the tax aid program? The new electronics are very intimidating, and I know quite a few of us here do not have a young person in the family to come out and help them. Even cell phones are intimidating sometimes.
Sure. Sure. Well, I think that's an excellent question. Angela, can you take it on at first?
Yeah, so there are a variety of resources out there for you now. AARP does do that already, actually. I'm pretty sure you can, I'm sorry, I don't have the exact URL in front of me, the web address, but I think it is aarp.org/digital divide. I think that will get you there, and if it doesn't, our friends at AARP might be able to make sure that it now does, since I just said that out loud. But ask your library folks, too. So there's other resources like digitallearn.org, where you can, if there's a computer at the library, you can sit at the computer and train. It'll lead you through digital skills learning. And the other thing I can say is that because of that bipartisan infrastructure law that gave us this funding for this discount for home broadband service, there's also money going out to actually build networks, build broadband networks where there aren't any. And that's a big thank you to President Biden and the mayors and all the local folks who advocated for it, and then the folks in Congress on both sides of the aisle who made that a reality. So that could be a while before you actually see the change in your community, because it takes time to build these things. But in the meantime, taking some online classes at your library is really a great idea.
I should also note that we do have a program in AARP, our charitable affiliate, Older Adults Technology Services from AARP, or OATS, that seeks to close the technology adoption gap through the Aging Connected initiative. So it's out there, and hopefully you can access it. Jesse, who do we have next?
Our next caller is going to be Cynthia from South Carolina.
Cynthia from South Carolina, you're live.
Yes, I was calling because my mother is 80 years old and she doesn't have access to the internet because of her income and also her limited resources and able to use the internet. And she still uses a flip phone. So, is there like some place in the South Carolina area that I can help her get the resources that she needs in order to get access to the internet and to help her use it? I have it in Columbia, but she's in a rural area of South Carolina that is kind of slow to have it, and they don't have a lot of elderly resources there. So,
well, Mayor Benjamin, that sounds like your part of the world.
It's one part of the world. We call it God's country, is what we call it. Ms. Cynthia, that phone number, I know we went over it a few different times, but we're going pretty fast. It's 877-384-2575. And we know there's someone on customer support there 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. It would be great to find out exactly what is available to her and how she can leverage the Affordable Connectivity Program to not only be able to afford access, but also maybe even afford a device that might be a bit more modern and useful for her. And then you add that to some of the training that might be available that we referenced through AARP, and we might be able to get her right on her way. So hopefully she could tap into the ACP, and it helps bridge the gap there.
We can hope. Well, now we'll return to our conversation with Mayors Benjamin and Barnett and Angela Seifert. The bipartisan infrastructure law also tasked the FCC with creating the Affordable Connectivity Program. That's the ACP we've been talking about. Maybe you can go into a little bit more depth about what it is and what new resources are available if someone wants or needs high-speed internet access. How do they access those resources? Mayor Benjamin, go ahead.
Sure. No, and again, Brian and I, we've both been at this for a long time as public servants. And really, again, when we talk about these programs and government programs and leadership, not just of the president and vice president, but also bipartisan leadership in Congress and making these programs available, like the ACP, we want to encourage folks to lean in. I mean, just last week alone, and take advantage of these programs. Just last week alone, the administration announced that Civic Nation and the U.S. Department of Education are launching Online for All. It's a digital equity campaign working to close the digital divide by, again, focusing on internet access, on affordability, and equity for students and families and all Americans. So by partnering with over 100 organizations, including the AARP, we're proud to lead an all-of-government effort to help thousands of new households enroll and drive awareness about how the Affordable Connectivity Program is essential to closing the digital divide. So we want to really encourage folks also to go to onlineforall.org and take advantage of these resources that are made available to everyone. They're yours. You deserve them. And we want to make sure everyone has an opportunity to fully participate.
Mayors, what about the lowest income households, though? What if, even with this help, cost is still an issue for them?
Well, I think first of all, Mayor Benjamin's the consummate leader there, so much so that he even got a caller from his hometown to get through today, which just kind of shows you how well he leads. But the idea is it's important, and I think there's a little bit of a reset that has to happen. I think for a while, and maybe in still parts of conversations, people think that access to the internet is a luxury. It's about shopping on Amazon or doing things that are maybe would be considered ancillary to the essential components. But as we've discussed on this call, ordering medicine, having your medical devices not being able to connect real time for health monitoring, so much of the banking, even if you, as a caller from New Hampshire called and said she has to go to the library, getting public transportation without access to the internet is really difficult. And so, we have to continue to make this affordable. I think the White House has done some things, and the programs that Mayor Benjamin has mentioned are designed to really address those issues. But even as outside of expecting Washington to help, these local conversations in your communities, in your buildings, if you live with other seniors, are really important to have, because there is, for the first time ever, at least as long as I've been involved in local government, money is available to address a lot of these issues, and it's about knowing where they're at and how to access them that really becomes the key in driving success back home at the very localist of levels.
Mayor Barnett, you mentioned something important, though, and I'll put this one to Mayor Benjamin as well, and that is, one of the deterrents for a lot of these programs can be complex, often online only, and it's a registration process and has complicated income requirements. People will need help to enroll, don't they? I mean, maybe a toll-free number?
Well, absolutely. I mean, and again, that local approach that Mayor Barnett just talked about is so important, because obviously local people tend to know the community a lot better. But again, help is available. 1-877-384-2575. You can get the application to participate in the Affordable Connectivity Program mailed to you in 10 different languages. So it's important that we reach out and take advantage of these resources. 1-877-384-2575. And for those of us who might have incredibly limited means, you can qualify through Medicaid, SNAP, Veterans Pension, and Survivor Benefits, SSI income, and more. This is built for everyone to participate. We need to take advantage of it.
Very important stuff. I also want to acknowledge our charitable affiliate, Older Adults Technology Services from AARP, better known as OATS, that seeks to close the technology adoption gap through the Aging Connected initiative. Their recent report from 2018 census data found that there was an estimated 22 million American seniors who lack wireline high-speed internet access at home. And Medicaid enrollees are 2.7 times more likely to be offline. So if you want to know more about low-cost internet options in your community, or maybe need to watch the step-by-step video on how to sign up for ACP, visit agingconnected.org or call 877-745-1930. And additional support and resources can also be found at fcc.gov/ACP. And you just go to affordableconnectivity.gov. The ACP Support Center is 877-384-2575. And of course, there's aarp.org/ACP. Well, now it's time to address a few more questions if we have them. If you want to ask your question to Mayors Benjamin or Barnett or Angela Seifer, please press *3 at any time on your telephone keypad to be connected with an AARP staffer. Jesse, who do we have on the line?
Our next caller is Ann from Michigan.
Ann from Michigan, you are live.
Hello?
Hi, Ann.
Hi, my name is Joanne.
Oh, Joanne. Okay.
Yes. How are you doing?
We're just fine.
I'm calling because I applied for the Affordability Connectivity Program for the $30 discount to my internet provider, and I sent 2 documents in online, and they approved it, but my internet provider does not approve it. And recently, this is another topic, my internet provider now, you have to pay either online or by mail your internet bill. They no longer take payments by landline telephone. So I have a landline telephone with another company and my internet connection with another company.
Wow. Angela Seifer, what do you think? That sounds like a real dilemma.
Joanne, that is so frustrating. I'm so sorry that's your situation. Go back to the FCC, go back to the number that you would call to help get signed up for ACP and tell them what is happening, that whatever is occurring with your provider, if that doesn't work, use the numbers on the FCC's website to submit a complaint. Because if an internet service provider is participating in ACP, then they have to let you put that $30 discount towards any of their plans. They can't reject you for they just can't reject you, right? They can say other things maybe about you and have other concerns, but they really can't keep you from applying the ACP to your account.
You know, it's so interesting to hear her talk about having a landline and needing to, make payments and things using that, which so many of us don't even use our landlines or have them any longer. I think it's a real message that there's a lot that maybe if you live in a big city, you do take for granted here.
That's a really good point, Derek, that I think that's true. Also, those of us who do work in communities and work are public servants in any realm where sometimes it's easy to forget that folks live differently than we do.
Right. Let's go back to the phones. Jesse, who do we have on the line?
Our next caller is Sue-Ann in Maryland.
Did you say Joanne?
It's Sue-Ann.
Sue-Ann in Maryland. All right, go ahead.
Hi. I have internet access, but I'm not really very tech savvy at all. And my question is, where would I get training to navigate the internet?
Angela Seifer, thoughts?
Yeah, this is a really hard question to answer at a national scale. As our two mayors can tell you, there are resources in communities, but it's not consistent. This is where I really need that magic wand so that there'd be these kind of resources in every community. On NDIA's website, which is digitalinclusion.org, you can see a list of who our affiliates are, which kind of tells you there's some things going on there. But because this issue and the resources locally are changing so much, one of the positive things that came out of the pandemic is that there's now more people paying attention to this issue, including the federal government, which is fabulous. But in the short term, just ask around. That's really the best advice I can give you. Ask around. Ask at your library. If you live in a rural area, ask if they're at the extension services. I know that seems kind of crazy, but sometimes they do digital skills training courses. Ask in senior centers and community centers. Ask all of them to see who it is that provides digital skill support. Sometimes it'll be a class, like it might be called a computer class, and sometimes it might be called a digital navigator.
And I just want to remind everyone that there are low-cost internet options out there in your community. And if you want to hear more about them or watch a step-by-step video on how to sign up for the ACP, visit agingconnected.org. That's agingconnected.org, one word, or call 877-745-1930. That's 877-745-1930. We can also find support and resources at fcc.gov/ACP. And the ACP Support Center phone number is 877-384-2575. That's 877-384-2575. Jesse, who do we have next?
Our next caller is Leonard in New Jersey.
Leonard in New Jersey, you are live with us. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm from Trenton, New Jersey, and I'm a retiree. And I'd like to know, to get the digital high-speed thing, do they go by your income?
How is it? Yeah, that's a question. She's basically
they
asking.
Do go by. Yeah, sure. They do go by income, but also they go by the programs that you're in, which actually makes it much easier. So Social Security, right, Medicaid, you can use those. And actually, because sometimes this is amazing, the systems are actually connected, that when you apply, they're going to be like, oh, yes, look, clearly you are eligible, and it makes the process much faster.
Excellent. We appreciate that. Now, let's find out what another caller has to say. Jesse, who do we have on the line?
Yes, our next question is from Celia on YouTube, and she asks, what about resources, technology resources for the blind community? Are there ways to get them a computer adaptable to their needs so that they can use internet services?
That is a very good question, Angela.
That is a very good question. Sometimes the resources are not consistent. Again, this is where somebody's got to give me that magic wand, because we need to have these resources in every community. So in some communities, yes, this exists. And every state does have some support for technology access for those with disabilities, but it's sometimes hard to identify. So again, ask around, ask around, ask around. And as Mayor Barnett noted earlier, if you're not finding the resources you need, talk to others who may be needing those resources, and don't hesitate to advocate for them.
And Mayor Benjamin, very quickly, is that something you dealt with in your job? Were you trying to expand access to those with disabilities? Okay.
Yeah,
let's go back to the phones then.
I was on mute. I apologize there. No, it's something that we work on every single day to make sure that all the voices in our differently able community are heard here at the White House. We have a wonderful team. My colleague Anna, I think, is probably listening to us right now. So if there are ways in which, obviously, at the White House, we might be able to advocate that much more effectively, we are certainly open to doing so. And yes, I agree. It would be wonderful to have a magic wand to make sure that all resources are available in different communities, whether you're in Columbia, South Carolina, or Rochester Hills, or Dayton, Ohio, making sure that we all have it available to us.
Let's take a few more questions if we've got time. Let's see, who's next?
Yeah, the last question is going to be from Kevin in Ohio, and his question is, how do I find out if high-speed internet access is available in my area?
Angela, that sounds like an Angela Seifer question to me.
It probably is. Hi, I'm in Ohio also, so nice to chat with you. So using these resources that have been shared multiple times on this call, particularly the ones where you're going through the FCC's website, the getinternet.gov, if you can get to that or use the phone number, then when you're asking about ACP, the Affordable Connectivity Program, they will in fact then help you understand what the different choices are in your area. And so in Dayton, you have multiple choices. In most parts of Dayton, there's 2 providers, and then you can compare the prices and what the service offerings are. And because of the work that the White House and others have done, most of the internet service providers do have a $30 a month offer. So with that Affordable Connectivity Program, you're then not paying anything.
Well, we're almost out of time, but I was wondering if we might get some final thoughts from our mayors, Barnett and Benjamin, on this very important topic. Go ahead, Mayor Barnett. You go first.
Well, first of all, thank you, Derek, and thank you, Nancy, and Angela, and all the folks on the AARP team. You provide such a valuable resource, and as that last caller from Dayton mentioned, there are lots of questions. We have to make sure as leaders, both in the public sector and the private sector, that we're talking to the people that need the information. Even using words like digital divide can be intimidating, right? It's not intuitive what the digital divide is. And when people just want to know how to connect and how to get information and how to do business. I'm in my 40s, but I grew up in an era where we had encyclopedias. We didn't have the internet. And I can't imagine that now, not having access to the internet to get the information that I need to just conduct my daily business. And so I'm passionate about it. I know other leaders at the White House, Mayor Benjamin and others are passionate about connecting the dots here. And if there's any services that we can provide, I would challenge all the callers, talk with their local leaders, find out what services are available, and they often are the best people to connect you to resources beyond what's available at the local level. Thank you again for the ability to participate today.
Mayor Benjamin.
Sure, and I just again say thank you, just like Mayor Barnett. The role that each and every one of you plays individually, with the contributions you've made to build this country that we all benefit from every day, but the role you play collectively as members of the AARP, helping to continue to sustain this country is so important. And I want you to know that on behalf of President Biden, Vice President Harris, we're going to continue to work alongside you, just as I said, in Columbia and Rochester Hills and Dayton, Ohio, all around, making sure that your voices continue to be heard and your interests always represented here in Washington on behalf of all Americans. God bless you all. Thank you so much for including us.
We're so glad that you were able to help us and be here and take part in this, Mayor Benjamin, Mayor Barnett, Angela Seifer. We really appreciate your time and your expertise today. And this has been an incredibly informative discussion. And again, thanks to each of you for answering those questions. And thank you to our AARP members, our volunteers, and listeners who participated in our conversation. AARP, a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization with a membership, has been working to promote the health and well-being of older Americans for more than 60 years. All of the resources referenced, including a recording of today's Q&A event, can be found at aarp.org/digital divide on June 23rd. That's tomorrow. Thank you. Have a great day. And this concludes our call.